those decades of coaching experience, and he's got plenty of experience there, but it's like, you know high school French, but you're trying to decipher French to French-speaking people. They know the language better than you. You recognize some of the terminology, but maybe it doesn't quite fit in the situation, and that feels like what he's going through right now.
Yeah, he knows what he wants to call. He just doesn't know how to call it.
It doesn't matter. Well, listen, we're not going to be under center for running the football because they know we're running the ball. But that one we will, because it's up-tempo, all right?
Going to be interesting to see how this goes when they get the football in a little while, but we start with Michigan on offense.
I will say, just real quick,
yeah,
a lot of talk about running the ball over there. It's like they can't run the ball. They're the worst rushing team in the league, and Jonathan Adams, their wide receiver, is probably the best offensive player in the league. They should probably talk about what passes that they should be throwing.
This team's been able to run the football, though not on this play, with good penetration from Obi Melifonwu. And you look at the leaders in the first half for Michigan, Perkins doing his thing, and then that run game doing its thing.
Yeah, they've been dominant on the ground. And, you know, whether it's been, Perkins has 39 rushing yards himself, McCrary 32, Taotoa, he's got 47. You know, they've been able to do whatever they want because of those 5 guys up front.
Down to 9. Perkins slings this one to the 40-yard line, and down there is Jalen Moore. But a 3rd and short coming up for Michigan.
And the hard part defensively, if you're Memphis, you can't do that because everything is on an RPO or run pass option. And Perkins can hurt you with his legs. So he's keeping the edges of this defense honest and allowing the offensive line to go to work on the interior of the defense.
Sherton splitting out of the backfield on 3rd down and 3. Flag is down. Perkins over the middle. Catch made by Malik Turner. It's a 1st down if it stands with the flag.
Illegal formation, offense. Number 7, an eligible receiver was covered. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Take the 1st down off the board, back Michigan up, and now 3rd and 9 after the penalty.
These become huge moments. I mean, really, anytime that you get a longer yardage 3rd down defensively for Memphis, they've got to find a way to get off the field here.
Perkins will step up, floats this one down the sideline a little too far for Malik Turner, who had a step. Perkins bought a little extra time, but it's 4th down, and Memphis gets the stop they desperately needed to start this 3rd quarter.
And they dialed up the absolute.
Vernon will punt this one away. Fielded at the 8-yard line. Isaiah Henney to the 15. Henney turns the corner. Henney up the sideline, across the 40, into Michigan territory. Finally tripped up near the 40-yard line. A 57-yard punt by Vernon, but an outstanding return by Henney all the way to the Michigan 40. And on 1st down, they go to the ground with their quarterback not much going. For E.J. Perry gets a couple, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Got to take advantage of this field position. Defense did their job.
Home to trips right. 79 America's X spot on one. Ready? Hey, don't hold it. Don't hold it.
2nd down and 5.
Green 18.
Perry flushed again. Perry on the run, lost the football, but he gets it back, securing that ball and securing a Memphis 1st down.
And they have had such an issue with.
Handoff, Jacob Kavodi spins inside the 20-yard line. Noel Mazzoni.
Hurry up! Hurry up! Hurry up! Hurry up! Hurry up! Rifle, rifle.
Get a little pace going here. 2nd and 2.
Delta's hot.
Perry throws, nice adjustment, but that pass, is it intercepted? Did it ever hit the ground? It ended up in the hands of Arnold Tarpley. He's saying it's an interception, and defensive backs will never lie. The officials are saying incomplete, I believe.
Interception.
We're going to call it a pick.
The ruling on the field is an interception, 1st down.
Wow. So Tarpley says it's a pick, and the officials agree. It's an interception off the defense.
Came out when he hit, and then the defender got control of the ball between his legs first before it hit the ground, so it was a good interception.
Well, that's just an outstanding play, and what a backbreaker for the Memphis Showboats, Joel, who had moved it down the field, the most rhythm they'd shown all night on offense, and to have that play happen, what a gut punch.
Yeah, especially for their 9th turnover of the year. That's the most by far in the UFL. This offense just cannot hang on to the football. And just a couple of plays prior, you know, they survive fumble, and it bounces right back to him. And then they cough it up to Michigan on a drive that looked like it could have ended in some points.
Perkins a little jump fake, and he spins for the 1st down.
Quarterback.
Traveling, he left his feet and didn't know what to do.
That's right. Like Houston in the last few seconds.
Exactly. 1st down and 10 to the sideline, wide open and out of bounds across the 40-yard line is his tight end, Cole Hickett. Now with the snap on 1st down, Perkins trying to improvise once more on the edge, and he'll just throw this one away.
Take another look at that. You know, that was very close. Hickatini, real speed.
From the 42, it's 2nd and 10. Perkins again flushed, and Perkins gets 2 near the 44. Another 3rd down play call from Marcel.
I love football.
Say that 5 times fast, Marcel Belfay. 3rd and 8. Here comes pressure. Chip, chop, and it's incomplete.
Good pass rush there from Memphis. They finally are able to get a little pressure here. They go man coverage in the back end, and Perkins doesn't have anywhere to go with the football. And big play here on a 3rd down. That was Melon Fonwu, who got in there number 20 with the pressure late.
Well, this Memphis defense really playing well, all things considered. They've been put in some difficult situations, and they get another stop when they needed it, and it's just a 5-point game. Memphis ball when we return. 6:41 to go in the 3rd. Fox UFL Friday night.
What's that? Ready? What's that?
26-yard line for a 1st down. Here's Prince, one of the better runs of the night for the Memphis Showboats. He picks up 9 to the 35.
You know, remember, last week they hadn't done much offensively. In a late-night game, Troy Williams came in, and they let's be honest, kind of all of a sudden went on a 19-play, 73-yard drive and went down and almost won the football game.
On the keep, it's Troy Williams. He'll have the 1st down, and Williams ushered out of bounds after a pickup of about 4.
Well, they get a couple of these runs going, then I guarantee you they're going to look to get Jonathan Adams involved. Adams has only 2 catches, and so as soon as they can get anything established, they're going to be looking to go to number 9.
Down, Thompson.
1st and 10, back to the ground. It's Prince. A little hesitation bought him some space, and he's out to the 44-yard line.
I tell you, every play, doesn't it seem like Kai Nakua is just flying through there like into this game with 17 tackles on the year?
Ready? What's that?
2nd and 5. Over the middle, incomplete. Trying to get it to D. Anderson. The coverage from DJ Miller brings up 3rd and 5.
Important opportunity here on 3rd down. We'll see what Noel Mazzoni wants to do. This team is 0 for 5 so far on 3rd downs
we got
tonight.
empty right, wide peel, 74 Miami, X go. I'm already. 74. Come on, Chris. Right. Go ready. Push it.
3rd down and 5. Williams, pocket collapsing. Down he goes. Relentless pressure from the Michigan Panthers.
And good coverage in the back end. They're trying to get these crossing routes across the field here and across the field. Can't be settling through those areas. You've got to run and create space for your quarterback. And right there, everyone looking back at the quarterback, there's no space to throw the football, and the rush finally gets home.
Matt Mangle will punt this one away. Michigan gets the stop again. Malik Turner, the deep man for the Panthers. Fields on the run at the 24-yard line and down at the 25. Good coverage downfield from DeMarcus Mitchell. And a timeout on the field.
Get double teamed in the interior.
Tolatalo, the most effective running back of the night, back there, gets the carry on 1st down. Well defended. Eli Walker shooting up from his safety spot to make the tackle.
You know, and here's the offensive line coach. That's Tim Holt, and he's done a heck of a job. But even what he knows is what I'm about to say, which is those straight handoffs are just so much more difficult because the quarterback is no longer a threat to run when you just turn your back to the defense and hand the ball to the tailback. Where they've had success is when Perkins has been involved in the decision, and he's been reading the end on this outside. So there he would be reading the left side here if they go back to the run.
2nd and 9. The flip to the motion man, Jalen Moore, looking for a block. Doesn't find much as he gets to the 28-yard or 32-yard line rather. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
You see,
he's leaving the field, Joel. He was asking out after that block, but
Tawa just threw
out before 3rd down and 3. Perkins steps left, a wobbler down the sideline, incomplete.
gonna have to punt it away.
With a lot of traffic, gets off a good punt, takes a nice Michigan bounce, and it'll trickle out of bounds near the 10-yard line. So the Showboats deep in their own end, inside the 20, down
season. So it's normal what we have seen, but Jim Turner wanting to go with one guy here at the end.
And on 2nd and 4, it'll be Perry who keeps it and gets the 1st down.
Buzz! Hey, buzz right, buzz right, buzz right, buzz right. Buzz right. Yeah. Gila. Delta side.
Down in 10, Perry pulls it and is tripped up by Ginda in the backfield. Really good play by the veteran Frank Ginda.
This is how you defend the zone read. Watch the veteran.
USFL Defensive Player of the Year 2 years ago with Michigan.
Here we go, I'm on Delta. Delta side.
Now 2nd and 13. Quick toss over the middle. Kwame Lassiter to the 39-yard line. And a flag is down.
We got set. Everyone got set.
Illegal shift offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
E.J. Perry saying we all got set.
2nd down.
Officials disagreed. In his chest. Not an arc reactor, though, just a camera.
That's right.
And Cabote swallowed up for a loss on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down. So this is through that camera.
Yeah, this is live. He's looking at our guys like, hey, man, get that camera out of my face. I've already got one attached to my chest. Perkins been able to stop the run with just 5-6 guys in the box and allowed extra defenders to defend the outside, and more specifically, Jonathan Adams.
Off a bounce, Turner backs up to the 30-yard line and then stumbles down. Gets back up because he wasn't touched, and now he's down at the 34. Well, here comes our camera.
Flicked, and that's where they had success in the first half.
6, Prairie again. Trying to bounce to the edge, and he cannot twist away from the Zier player. And another third down play call for Marcel Belfay.
Let's go. Rex. Back Rex empty. Ricky goes shallow. You're going to get 3, so you'll have your verticals.
Go shallow. What's up, buddy? Hey, even.
Boy, there's no linebackers. If they don't stunt, you know, Perkins is going to be able to run.
3rd and 7. He'll heave it down the sideline, and it is caught. What a play. Cioce Mariner with the flag down, holds it in for a first down for Michigan.
What number? Number?
.37 yards
14 or
on the
4.
pitch and catch.
Pass interference.
Through that contact.
Perkins jumps this pass down the sideline. He's got more, makes a move, and into the end zone for a Michigan touchdown.
Well, you know what they got back to is putting the defense in conflict right there. Perkins with a little play fake in the back. Defense has to react to that. They come up on the short route, and again, Perkins proves that he's making quality decisions. One of the most efficient players in the UFL so far from the quarterback position. Makes a great read, ball down the field, and Michigan will go for the 1-point attempt.
There may be a challenge.
Mike, did you get that? Memphis is challenging and eligible is downfield.
I got you. I'll take a look at it here.
Thank you. Memphis is challenging an eligible receiver downfield. The play is under video review.
So the super challenge here.
So he's engaged. He's engaged. So he's got to be 3 yards. So the ball snapped at the 27.
Is gone. It takes a timeout away.
Memphis has used its first time out of the half and may not challenge for the remainder of the game.
And now the 1-point conversion try for Michigan. For one more. 21-9 Michigan. The 1-point conversion comes on the heels after the 2 longest plays of the day for Michigan results in 6.
Yeah, you get the big completion down the left
And lead. Short kickoff. Isaiah Henney to the 35 and stood up there as we go downstairs to Jenny Tapp back with Bryce Perkins.
I feel like it's always more.
He gets a chance. I feel like he just plays well.
Early youth in the UFL this week and making an early bid for a repeat performance in week 4.
Eight. Burton to go. Eight.
Former Michigan Panther quarterback E.J. Perry trying to rally Memphis here. Pressure comes, able to twist away, and Perry will just throw this one away. Did good work just to avoid the sack on that play.
And it seems like he's getting a ton of depth off of that shotgun alignment, and the tackles are having a hard time keeping the rush off of him because of the amount of depth that he's getting. If you go too far back there, you know, you put your tackles at a disadvantage because it becomes a shorter angle for the defensive end to rush to get to the quarterback point.
Timeout used here with 10:16 to go in the fourth. That play clock winding, a little bit of confusion.
What's happening?
A 3rd and 6 coming up.
Mackenzie.
For 21 yards.
Green 18.
So a 3rd and 6. And a handoff to Prince, and Prince is going to be stopped a yard short of the first down, but it sets up on a 4th and 1 for Memphis under 10 to play.
Yeah, that was tipping what you were going to do on 4th down. You know, two plays to get the necessary yardage there, 7 yards. They run it on 3rd to create a shorter yardage opportunity here on 4th. Definitely going for it. Or he's going to have the option to throw.
Hey, Snicker, son.
Trying to sneak this one. He didn't get there. Now maybe that second effort pushed him there, but where they're marking him, he is short by a half yard of the first down.
This held Jenny on the sideline. I'm starting with my eyes down the field and then coming back to the short receivers. It's a really good way to read that out.
Well, we saw one earlier, Joe. You walked us through a play similar in which he went to that second option, the deeper option down the field on a play that was very similar to that RPO.
Yeah, that's just, I got to tell you, it's so difficult to defend because there's so many defenders in conflict. You know, that defensive end essentially has 2 responsibilities, one in the run game and one in the pass game. And what you're doing is that you're putting him in a conflicting read. Is this a run or is this a pass? Do I have contain or do I have the C gap? You know, and that's what's so difficult. And then it's the same thing for the linebacker and then the corner. They've got double responsibilities and you're putting them in conflict.
Big hole up the middle for McCrary. And that offensive line is starting to wear down these Showboats.
Fu came up number 20, and Noah Johnson basically took care of him as well.
Another first down and 10, and another give to Toa. Fights his way across the 30. Tawa now over 60 yards rushing on the night. And Michigan, Joel, as a team, over 155 yards rushing and over 5 yards per carry on the night.
Yeah, that's a staggering total for this Michigan team, and exactly what Mike Nolan would love. You know, knowing Mike Nolan, he wants a defensive-oriented team. He wants a physical team. He wants an offensive line that can control the game. And that's exactly what's happened here tonight.
Second and 6. Perkins. Tight end up the sideline and rumbling for another first down is Cole Hicatini.
All right. Give me 12. Left trips. Zuff, Liz zone. Left trips, Zuff, Liz zone. Use your clock, you get lost.
Smart there, use the clock. Perkins doesn't want to snap this until it's at least under 4 on this play clock.
Not much there, maybe a yard on the carry for McCrary. But more importantly for Michigan, that clock continues to run.
A chance to really extend this thing out.
Second down and 9, 5.5 to play in Detroit. Samson Nakua in motion. Perkins pulls it, the run to the right side, the toss finds Weidermeyer and sliding in for
Bryce Perkins, and this is a huge point after attempt. This would make it a 3-possession game.
Perkins pulls it, throws, back of the end zone, out of bounds, incomplete. He made the catch but couldn't get both feet in, and Samson Nakua can't
games, but not high-scoring games. So this is positive for Michigan. It's been a challenging week for Memphis, so I'm actually very proud of how they've kind of fought through. This is a team that's never going to give up, and that's one of the big things. So going into week 4, we saw kind of a pop last year in week 3. We didn't have it last week, so we got our fingers crossed that this week we see a little bit more scoring. And with Michigan getting out to 27 tonight, hopefully that holds there. It's easy to be, you know, that guy during the course of the game and being a great partner, but when you're like that the whole weekend, that was one of the things I enjoyed the most last season with him.
Well, thank you so much for the time. We appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for everything you're doing for us.
See, Kevin, all good things.
I'm happy, very delighted to hear that stuff. Joel's not, you don't get a chance to
I don't know what he's talking about.
We've got to get back to the game, Joel. We can't talk. Let's go back to Boogie Roberts. What's his career looking like?
Right.
That's right.
Trips left off. Trips left off. Trips left off.
Might be your better.
Here we go.
There's Boogie. He's making his way up to the booth as we speak.
Well, we got Noah Johnson with a camera. We could probably get Boogie at that 7 sidelines.
Delta side.
3 minutes to go in this one. E.J. Perry's pass incomplete. For D. Anderson on the sidelines, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
You know, you think about what this Memphis team had to deal with. Ken Wisenhunt stepping away, Jim Turner stepping in here midweek, Noel Mazzoni coming in midweek, and you know, up until that last possession, they're right in this thing, you know. And I second what Daryl Johnston just said about, you know, being proud of what Memphis did in this ball game. They played incredibly hard in the middle of some tough circumstances. Jim Turner has done a nice job. Noel Mazzoni is going to have a better chance to get familiar with this team and this offense over the course of the next week after watching this film. They may be settling on a quarterback here, going the whole 4th quarter right now with E.J. Perry. We saw Troy Williams in this game. But let's be honest, what the story of this game has been about Michigan, their physicality, their offensive line, and their quarterbacks, which was so good. And I got to say, at least in the USFL side of this league, no, they're going to give him that 1st down. They're going to give him that first down.
That was a giant pop. Donovan Mouton and Arnold.
Again, it's a turnover on downs, 1st down.
Donovan Newton came in with a huge hit, 45, Kev, and he was the one that ultimately stopped them there on 4th down. And this Michigan team is now going to just be able to essentially kneel this one out and take a 27-9 victory on. What I was about to say during that 4th down play, I think in the USFL side of the league, I think Michigan's been the most impressive team because of where they're dominant. Offensive line, they've been dominant. Their physicality, their defense is good. They're veteran. They can rush the passer. They take care of the football. Like this is a really good football team. Rocky Lamar, 51 yards, 1 of 10 on 3rd down, and they did get that interception. So that defense, you know, they didn't want Bryce Perkins to get all the accolades. They wanted to make sure that we knew their names as well, and we certainly do, because they played excellent football.
Well, we're about to find out just how real this 3-1 Michigan Panther team is. Next week at St. Louis, then they host DC. We're going to learn a lot about Mike Nolan's team over the next couple of weeks.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And you know, St. Louis, they're pretty good up front too. So that battle against the Battle Hawks is going to be quite the game as these two tangle.
Take care of it.
Side. 180. 180 side.
3rd and 2. Close to the 1st down. And that made. He's going to be short, but I don't think we're going to get another snap in this one.
I thought about it.
27-9, the Michigan Panthers.
Good job, guys.
Move to 3-1 on this season.
Thank you.
The Showboats fall to 0.